Welcome back to Game Over Cancer. We are here all week raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society, and I am your host, Lucky Kerplucky. So this next run that we have up, we're going to keep things a little spooky with someone who is no stranger to Game Over Cancer. We have Teleo1, who is going to be doing Super Ghouls and Ghosts with a twist. We're doing this on professional difficulty. So for the first time at Game Over Cancer, we're going to see this on professional difficulty, and he's going to show us why he is the world record holder.
Oh boy, yeah, just a little bit, just put a little pressure on me in the beginning. I like it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, cool like that.
like you said, I am Teleo1. We're gonna be playing some Super Ghouls tonight. This game actually has 4 different difficulties. Normal is the default. You can play it on beginner, which is a little bit easier, and then after normal, it bumps up to expert, and then finally professional. And what changes with that will be things that I'll go ahead and talk about it during the run. But we got about 40 minutes here, hopefully. And when I play this game, I tend to word vomit, so enjoy that while we're doing it for this nice marathon. And we're going to get things started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. The first thing I really want to do is get a dagger. I saw the map move for like 1 frame there, so we're going to hopefully adjust our strat. To get a dagger, yeah, nice and easy. The weapon cycle on level 1 is on a 16 frame cycle, and the dagger is 4 of those frames. So if you play the beginning of this level from the map screen in a very consistent way, you will always get your knife, which is great. Level 1 is just a whole bunch of garbage on this difficulty. You got a bunch of zombies coming out of the ground, you got some flame towers going like this. These skulls are the worst thing in the world on professional difficulty. On normal, they're actually doable, and on this difficulty, they're really mean, and that was extremely lucky that I got a nice pattern there. Here is, when I first started learning this game, that clam killed like 90% of my runs. But, after the years, I finally learned how to deal with them, thanks for that. Did a little thing called wave skip there. You actually typically can't jump until the wave is like off screen, but you can like skip a wave there, which is nice. I'm gonna kill one of those things behind me to force a spawn here. Just a little nice manipulation action going on here. Doing some jumping and jiving, doing a little thing called storage, which is something that I'll get into next level, I suppose. And wouldn't you know it, we're already here, ready for our first boss, the cockatrice. Hopefully we take him out before he does anything too goofy, and there it is, nice and easy. I am not going to be holding up to get a nice catch bonus, because that actually causes 1 frame of lag. I'm pretty sure, I play most of the games in the series, and it could be the previous game that has a frame of lag, or maybe not this one, but I don't do it anyway. Alright, level 2. This level is probably the main reason that a lot of people don't particularly, maybe a little roadblock for the speedrun, because we are about to be enjoying a nice 3.5 minute auto-scroller / raft ride, which is really, really fun, actually. I enjoy it. Because, what other game lets you ride a raft for 3.5 minutes? There's some mimics there, by the way. Little guy floating out of there is a mimic. Here we are. We're on the raft ride. This is right where we want to be. We're on the raft ride. We're in our boxers. It's great. There's a whole lot of, kind of hidden mechanics in this speedrun. It's a very straightforward, platformer. There's a lot of, weird mechanics. In particular, the chest system is actually not random at all. It follows rules. Depending on what your armor is, like your state, the current state of Arthur, whether or not he has the steel armor or the green armor or the gold armor, is going to change what is in these chests. And I'm going to open them up in a particular way and open up that chest backwards to make a weapon drop out of that chest, because on this level in particular, nicely enough, if you leave a weapon on the ground there, I will not have to worry about accidentally picking up another weapon here, which is one of the kind of scary things in this run, I suppose. The dagger is king. It's the best weapon in like 9 out of 10 situations, and the magic is the best magic in like basically every situation. So yeah, getting the dagger is huge, and it's a big weight off your shoulders if you can go ahead and keep this and not have to worry about accidentally picking up a different weapon, because then you're going to be in a whole nother situation basically of trying to fish for a dagger and all that good stuff. We have some of these sirens, these green guys that come up and shoot stuff at you if you let them, but we're not going to let them. And the main trick to this level is just killing everything as early as possible off screen. Doing a little storage there, so what you saw there is me throwing 3 daggers and then jumping and then like whiffing and no dagger coming out. So a weird mechanic in this game is when you double jump, your weapon becomes empowered. So you do extra damage for that 1 dagger, right? But you can exploit this by getting the dagger limit, which is 3, and then doing the double jump and trying to throw another dagger. The game will keep that empowered dagger like stored, which is why we call it storage, and which means it will let you throw an empowered dagger without having to double jump. What that means is basically it just helps a little bit. It makes certain enemies die like 1 hit quicker. It makes boss fights a little bit easier because you do slightly more damage. It's not a huge difference. I think the difference is, I think a standard dagger is like 4 damage, and I think empowered is maybe 7. So it's not that big of a deal, but it does help. We got a little bit of end here. We're gonna wait till we get up to this next boss. One thing to mention also is there are 2 attack buttons in this game. So I'm going to be holding 1 attack button to charge this magic, and then I'm going to release the magic, and then hold that button again while also pressing the other attack button. So I can charge magic while also attacking, which is comes very in handy on this boss fight in particular. You can charge and shoot and put 2 dragons and take them down. Nice and easy. Alright, there's our key. And wouldn't you know it, we go into a secret waterfall. Hell yeah. Alright, level 3 is a notorious level for me because I just cannot... I am a imp magnet, okay? I'm going to get hit by one of these goofballs, and I'll tell you what. You might think, well, why would you jinx yourself? We'll try, this is professional difficulty. I am already jinxed by playing on this difficulty. Oh my god, what are you doing? Okay, we're good. I'm also throwing some daggers while jumping. That is not just to do it. Oh my god, let me just walk into the lava. That's insane, actually. Okay, that was sick. Alright, you have to wait for this flame, unfortunately. Alright, now we're in a really big pickle here. If I die here, it's going to be a big time loss. So we're going to really, obviously try to not die, because that'd be unfortunate. There's some sketchy jumps you can do here, but because I took a hit, we're going to do a nice, slightly easier route here. Still going to do our fancy single jumps here. And now we're on professional mode, so right now we got to pray that this guy does not swoop on me instantly, please. Thank you. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're going to take a little safety death here. Nice and easy. That is the checkpoint. So I'm going to take a safety death there in order to get my armor back and reset the chest count. So that way I can recover all the way back to gold armor. If I didn't take a death there, the best I could get would be green armor. And I really want gold armor for this boss to do a quick kill. So that is just a nice little backup strat. Unfortunately, already in level 3, we are no longer deathless. Feels bad, but that's okay. These towers kind of go up and over. There's these gargoyles that spawn. You gotta take care of these, and I already forgot that I need to pick up this armor. That is kind of awkward. It's fine. If you notice, once you get green armor, your weapons get upgraded. Dagger in particular is great because it lets all these daggers do more damage, and also they pierce through enemies. which means they can do multiple damage to multiple enemies, which is great. Alright, here's our gold armor, and a bunch of goblins being jerks. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off a magic cast there. The reason is very complicated, but the too long didn't read, or the short version of it is, if you cast one magic, the next magic that I cast is going to do a little bit more damage on the first few frames that it's out. Usually it wouldn't do any damage. Alright, I need to listen to the game real quick. Alright. We go ahead and listen to the game audio change when it spawns that boss, so we can do a cool little quick kill there. Nice and easy. Yeah, the different armors in this game all kind of have different effects on Arthur. Each weapon has its own unique magic that is unlocked once you get to gold armor. And you also, when you originally first get gold armor, it gives you a shield, which you can use to block one projectile. And also, while you're wearing the shield, it lets you charge magic faster, which comes in handy on a few boss fights. I'm gonna do this because my brain's like broken right now. Okay, we're good. Alright, bad spawn there. This is fine. We're gonna do the QC shield loss. No, we're not. That was a little too laggy for that to work. Alright. Alright, nice and easy. Another bad spawn. And I don't get to lose the shield here because of a despawn. Alright, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, remember when I said I'm not gonna jinx myself by saying things? On professional difficulty, on this next part of the level right here, there is a non-zero chance that I'm gonna get hit by a genie and have no way to avoid it. So let's see. Okay, we're good. Alright, cool. There is a genie that spawns there that is actually very frequent on professional difficulty. And you just can simply not avoid it. It's kind of the worst thing ever for this difficulty, to be honest. Alright, we're on another auto-scroller here. There are going to be some things that spawn out. I'm going to jump really far forward to try to spawn... Oh, okay, this is going to be a little awkward. Okay, this is fine. Okay. I think I missed this, actually. So right here is like the game. This game came out in 1991, like really early in the SNES and the Super Nintendo's lifespan. So they wanted all the developers to add Mode 7, which is this like background movement and stuff. If you go fast enough, you can actually skip this trigger and have the Mode 7 not be going. But I unfortunately did not go fast enough, so we get to see the motion sickness. Mode 7 action right here in the cherry pie and blueberry pancake level. Go ahead and jump as far out as you can, and now you're going to see the power of the piercing daggers here. These Hydras have, each one of these heads has like 3 hitboxes, that's why this is so laggy. But look at that, man, the dagger just pierces them and takes them out really easy. That is a +1, look at that. Shout out to DNK Cafe. Alright. There's so many things hanging on my microphone right now, it's ridiculous. This setup is so jank, but it's working. Alright, the deep chill here. We're gonna see some classic ice enemies, such as bears that shoot, like, ice and stuff. Some flowers that shoot spikes. I'm gonna get hit here. Oh, I got so lucky right there, that was ridiculous. Alright, some flowers. Oh, what is happening to the flower? Hello? Okay, that is not normal, by the way. Alright, that's cool, that's cool. Little GOC, Game Over Cancer, once in 1,000 flower spawn there. That was ridiculous. Hell yeah. Alright, these icicles do not do damage until they're fully done spawning. So we are going to try to abuse that fact to not get hit while they're spawning and continue moving. Typically they only die with 1 dagger hit, but sometimes the dagger can clip through them. So for safety, I always throw 2. Alright, first section done. Now we're in the second section of the level, and we're gonna have to compete with some wolves jumping at us. And that is chest number 1. You have to say it out loud, otherwise you will forget which chest it is. That's chest number 1. We're gonna skip this chest that's right there, because I want chest number 2 to get me my shield back, which is going to let me cast my magic just a little bit faster. which is going to be just the tiny bit of help I need on this boss here, basically. For these next few levels, I'm going to be heavily abusing iframes that you get from magic. So I'm going to stand right underneath this dude here. And the game gives you a whole bunch of iframes after casting magic. Luckily... Oh, this is bad. Oh, okay, this is fine. Please don't throw your hands again. Okay, we're good. Alright, this is gonna be... Okay, this is... Okay, what do we do here? Alright, there is a really cool strat that I don't feel confident showing off right now because on this difficulty, it rarely works, so we're gonna do the baby strat here. We're gonna get this guy to swoop at us, jump over here, and then we're gonna damage boost off of this guy, and we just skipped the entire level, because this is a very short level, and now this next fight is gonna be very sketchy because I have no armor, and one hit and I'm dead. So let's see how it goes. Alright, watch out for the laser. The laser! Oh god! Okay, off-screen laser, not cool. I'm playing this so safe. That's fine. Alright, we did it. Alright, the unfortunate thing about having to take a damage boost and starting this level in steel armor is it's gonna be a big time loss because this is just super slow. And I'm gonna have to respect these imps. Oh, I missed! Okay, can we just go up now? Oh, this is a terrible choice. Yeah, this is going great. Yep. Alright.
Is now a good time to jump in with some donations?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Excellent. We have $50 US from Conster. Here is $50 towards the fusion suit. Fusion!
Nice, nice, nice.
Also, we also have $50 from Foolish and Knit. Remember, it is Loop 2. Swoops are not RNG.
Oh, dude. Okay, we got that knit. Oh, foolish! Foolish one, how could you do this to me? Alright, nice.
And as far as that Metroid Prime Randomizer suit bid war, the time is running out. We really don't have much longer. We have like till the end of this run and like maybe till the next one starts to decide if we're gonna see the default suit or the fusion suit. Right now the fusion suit is in the lead, but default suit could still win. So get those donations in, !D in the chat to donate in any currency you like. It is all going to benefit the Canadian Cancer Society.
Very nice, very nice. Don't mind me. Don't even look at what's happening on the screen. We are dying. Please don't swoop me instantly. Thanks. All right, nice.
Okay, chat. He's a professional.
Oh my gosh. There it is. Nice, very nice. Okay, we're doing this. We're getting all of our armor back. This is all according to plan. This is the backup strat. Dive at me now, bro. Okay, nice. Easy stuff. All right. Once again, we are kind of abusing the chest system there in order to recover fully to our gold armor, kind of opening them in a specific order, which thankfully this level, like I said, this game is honestly... Oh, how was that a double jump? Okay, this is great. Alright, let's do some brain work here. What chest am I on here? That's chest number 5. We don't want that. This is going to be a terrible fight. Alright, this is great. Alright, so that's chest number 5, so then this is chest number 6, which is gonna at least give me steel armor for this fight, which is better than nothing. Alright, this is going great. If you want to see a clean Super Ghouls and Ghosts run, I invite you to go to speedrun.com/superghoulsandghosts. But if you want to see a nice spaghetti marathon run, this is, you better strap in, because we got a whole nother loop after this. Alright. Astaroth shooting fire and lasers. I don't like this at all. Alright, we gotta play back here, unfortunately. That's fine. Please don't laser me, bud. What are you doing? I don't like where you are. Okay, that works. Okay, we're just throwing daggers at this guy because... I mean, look, I got like 50 daggers. Don't ask where they came from. Alright, here's boss number 2. We're gonna be doing some jumping towards him while crouching to kind of lock him in position. Okay, just stay there. Just keep shooting fire. Oh, you were doing great, bud. Is that gonna hit me? No? Are you dead? Are you dead yet? Why are you not dead? Alright, this is going great. Alright, he's just gonna zone us. Yep, we're playing against Dawson in Street Fighter now. This is perfect. Alright, here we go. He's gotta be like 2 hits away. He's gotta be close. Alright, there we go. Whew, okay, yikes. What was that, an 1850 loop 1? Alright, not bad. Now we get now if you have any other donations, it'd be a great time as well.
Thank you. So, we just talked about the Metroid Prime Randomizer Suit bid war, and that's still going on, but not for much longer, and Fusion Suit is still in the lead.
Nice,
So when you are yeah, right? So...
Metroid Fusion is actually my favorite Metroid game, so don't at me in chat, okay guys, but that's the best one.
All right, you heard it here first. Don't at Teleo. Just don't do it. Not even as a joke. Don't do it.
If I even see an at, dude,
right?
I will sit here and defend Metroid Fusion all night. But anyway, of course, Malcrios is the first one to do it.
Right?
All right.
That was exactly what I was gonna say.
Anyway, that is the end of the first loop. Generally, if you play this game on the normal difficulty, or what are these spawns? Okay, this is great. Generally, if you play the game on the normal difficulty, the second loop, like, becomes more difficult, right? Like, loop 2 is more hard, and all that good stuff. But because I am playing on the professional difficulty, this loop is actually the same difficulty as loop 1. It is, if you guys have ever seen the movie Spinal Tap, we are already at 11, okay? You can't turn it up any more higher, so that is the good thing about playing professional difficulty, is after you beat the first loop, it doesn't get harder because it's already at the max difficulty. So that is just a nice little thing to note. Most of this on loop 2 is going to be, you know, more of the same, but it's... The thing about this is, the game is just so random, that it's, you know, it's always going to be... It's always got to be... It's a very reactive game. If there was a nice set route through this game that worked for every pattern, it would be great, but unfortunately, that is not the case. And we got to always stay on our toes, especially on this difficulty here. These little rolly things are actually called Belials, and the little ball things are called Rosebuds. Fun fact. As we get into the cockatrice fight, and I'm going to mash my heart out here. And make use of our 2 attack buttons there. I actually play this game with I guess you would call it a claw grip. I use my thumb to jump, and then my first finger is on Y, and then my ring finger is on A. My middle finger doesn't really do anything, nor does my pinky. But yeah, so I most runners when they play this game will play this with a piano kind of grip using your fingers, or I've seen a bunch of different weird ways to play this to utilize the 2 attack button kind of mechanic. Am I dead here? Oh my god, I died to that earlier today on a practice run, and I don't know why, and now I'm so clenched during that part, but it's fine. Alright. And everyone's favorite part of the run. We're back on the raft, you guys. So, I mean, typically when I get on the raft is when I like to start chatting, so... I mean, Lucky Kerplucky, what do you think? How have you been enjoying the marathon so far? You've been at it? I watched the Shantae run, I thought that was sick. The Legacy Kane run was pretty cool too. We got some really cool stuff coming up later in the week. So I'm always hyped about it, you know?
I am having so much fun. This is my first time with Game Over Cancer, and I'm so glad I could be here because this is a lot of fun. The games that we're seeing are amazing, the runners are great, chat is having a great time. You are getting added a lot.
Oh, good.
No one's saying anything, but they're just adding you. Just FYI.
I'm assuming that everyone adding me is a Metroid Fusion hater, okay? Look, listen. Look, not all of us, when we play Metroid games, have time to look at every single invisible wall, okay? When you play Super Metroid Fusion, the game just tells you where to go, and I'll be honest, I love it. It's the best one, okay?
Well, that fusion suit is still in the lead.
Alright, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I actually will be, this is going to be the only game that I'm going to be running for the marathon, but I actually will be back on, I believe, Saturday afternoon, for a good friend of mine, DNK Cafe. He will be running SD The Great Battle, which is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, and he is insane at that game, as he is at every game that he plays, so... if you guys are like looking at the schedule and you're not really sure which run to check out, be sure to come back and check that one out because it's gonna be awesome. It's a short run, only about 15-16 minutes, but it's a great run. It's a really cool game. I really like that game a lot, so I'm excited for that one.
Awesome. What else are you excited for?
Oh, man, there's like I looked at the schedule and like I know like 5 or 6 of the runners, but now that you put me on the spot, I'm like blanking completely. So it's a classic maneuver, you know. Yeah,
for sure. I'm really looking forward to Dicey Dungeons, which I believe is also on Saturday.
That's cool. I actually haven't. That's a game that I wanted to try, but I haven't seen that, so I want to check that out.
Yeah, Selcouth Mind will be making her GOC debut as well, and she's great. I've seen her run this game, so that's going to be one that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky enough to be participating in this marathon for I think like 4 or 5 years now, and I've ran like a bunch of like. Strizer and Malkrios and everyone else behind the scenes, they're like, oh yeah, let's no other marathon is gonna let me play Mark Davis's The Fishing Master, okay? But this marathon did, and for that reason, it is my favorite marathon of all time. Like, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, it's insane. That is like my favorite SNES game. It's such a goofy game, and they let us play it, so yeah. Alright.
That is a good reason.
Coming up to the end of this again, we're going to go ahead and abuse our 2 attack mechanic here. We're going to charge our magic while we're also attacking at the same time, which is going to let us get a nice little quick kill. Technically, like I said, we're on professional difficulty, so the game isn't going to get more difficult, if that makes sense. It's already at the hardest difficulty. Generally, on Loop 2, bosses will have more health. But since we're on professional, it is already at max health, so you can kind of do the same kind of strats. And here we are in level 3, where I'm probably... What did I do last time? I think I walked into lava, actually. That was so embarrassing. But, you know, sometimes that happens, so it's fine. This guy right above me is... Okay, we're good. This is fine. Alright, and as I jump, I'm throwing 3 daggers. Oh, okay, this is fine. Let me explain things, game. Okay, or not, that's fine. So, you can manipulate the dagger to come out as low as possible. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th dagger, as you crouch and throw, is going to come out as low as possible. Generally, when you play this game, the like height at which your dagger comes out is actually random. So that can kind of like, oh, this is fine. All right. So your dagger height is typically random. Okay, this is fine. I'm dead. I'm not dead. Okay. Like I said, when I play this game, sometimes word vomit just comes out because, you know, brain is braining. Alright, we're fine. We're gonna take another death here. That's all good. We still got a whole life left. Alright. Like I said before, if you try to recover all the way from there, you can only get back to your green armor, which will not let you do a quick kill on the boss, which is unfortunate. So we're just gonna take a death. And that way we can get back all the way to our gold armor again. Okay, that's fine. A lot of these, you can actually hold forward on this. So Arthur looks very scared and starts shaking. I love doing that. You actually can't fall off those moving platforms if you hold forward. At least on the first 2. On these next ones that go up and down, you can fall off. So don't do that on the next ones. All these bats are coming around. Some of them have baskets. There's statues in the baskets that give you points. Points give you extra lives. The thing that you really want to avoid is some of those bats have weapon drops, which I really do not want to mess with because I want to keep this dagger all the way until the end of the game. until we beat the boss. Which will require me to get the Goddess Bracelet, which at the end of the first cutscene, when the princess is kind of talking to Arthur, that's kind of like the mechanic that she's explaining. She is explaining that in order to beat the game, you actually have to defeat the final 2 bosses on level 7 with the Goddess Bracelet. Alright, I'm gonna be quiet. Alright. Quick kill, I think that should be good. Alright, we're in there. Yeah, so to actually beat the game, you have to beat level 7 bosses with the bracelet. And the bracelet only appears on loop 2, and only when you're wearing golden armor. So that is, it's kind of a cool, like, cryptic way, I guess. You know, maybe back in the day, it was like, oh, how do I beat this game? You know. But, you know, who knows how many people got... Most people, when they get to the end of the first loop and get told that they have to beat the whole thing again, get kind of salty and don't beat the rest of the game. But that's fine. Alright, QC 100 shield loss. Okay, we failed it again. That's hype. Alright, this time we get to do a nice shield loss up here. I'm trying to get rid of the shield right now because it causes a lot of lag. One of the small like optimizations you can do is to just get rid of that shield, so that way it's not causing lag. Because I don't really need it right now. I do need it. Oh, okay, this is fine. So I do need it. I will need it at the end of level 5, so I'll get it back at the end of level 5. But right now I don't need it, so we're just gonna go ahead and ditch it, so that way it's not super laggy on this next boss, which is already super laggy. This section always gives me anxiety because it's so much harder to do this on professional than it is on normal. Because on normal you can kind of just stand there. On professional you have to do all these weird jumps to spawn the like steam vents at certain intervals. Alright, and I think I went fast enough. Yeah, okay. So I went fast enough this time that if you'll notice, we are not getting any mode 7 right now. The cherry pie that we're currently on is nice and steady. It just means that I went fast in the first section of this level, and you actually skip the trigger to trigger the mode 7, so it's going to give me like 2 wiggles there, and then kind of steady on. A little bit more difficult to get mode 7 skip in professional difficulty, just because you have to like spawn the steam vent like super early, otherwise you're gonna lose some time. Alright. This boss is one of the main reasons that Dagger is king here. It has each head has 3 hitboxes, and the Dagger can pierce through these hitboxes and hit all of them at the same time. So it really makes it... I'm not sure if I'm understanding. Am I running this on professional difficulty? You could say that, Darth Cubius. Now, have I mentioned it one too many times? Possibly. Will I mention it again before the end of this run? Probably. Alright, back to level 5. The deep chill here. If I'm playing on normal difficulty, I will actually do an invulnerability glitch on this level. Which is... you can do an invulnerability glitch on a few levels in this game, which kind of trivializes the level, but makes it a little bit easier, but it's also a little slower. Because I'm playing on professional difficulty, Darth Cubius, I am not going to be doing the invulnerability glitch because I really don't want to play level 6 without armor. I already had to do that earlier in this... Oh, I can't pass that guy. I already had to do that earlier, and it's just really slow, and... Oh gosh, this is fine. Yeah, we're really abusing the fact that these don't do damage until they're fully spawned. Alright. Nice little safe here. Little safety strat here as we head into the next area. How many chests have I spawned? That's a question that I hope my brain has an answer to. I think that's the first one, I hope. I really want to get a shield, and when I'm in gold armor, a shield is going to be in every even chest. So if I am in golden armor and I do not have a shield, every even chest is going to have a shield, and every odd chest is going to have a weapon, except for the very first chest you spawn is going to have a magician in it. So, with that knowledge in mind, our second chest is our shield, so I get to have it. I really just want it because it makes this boss fight a little bit safer. It's not technically necessary, but in marathons we want to do things the safe way. And this time it was much more cleaner. Very nice. We only got 2 more levels to go, technically 3. And this time I don't have to do the damage boost. Kind of worked out. Loop 1, you got to see the damage boost. On Loop 2, you get to see the power of the dragon magic, where we can just simply come up here and dragon our way through this, nice and easy. Do some fancy jumps to jump through the ceiling and all that good stuff. This is a completely safe jump, even though it looks scary, I promise. And then I'm going to make this last Arimer climb the ladder, as I like to call it. We're just going to keep shooting right under him to make him go up and out of our way. And it's simple, simple, simple. And we get to abuse our iframes again. I listen to the music there on the bleed-oo-doo. This game has really friendly audio cues, to be honest, for some of the boss kills, so it's really nice. Alright. Final level here. Technically not the final boss level, but level 7 here. So in this final level, now I'm going to go ahead and get the final weapon, which is called the Goddess Bracelet. And you're already going to see how much easier this is when you have upgraded daggers, because look at this, you can just kill these guys in the walls, and you don't have to deal with any of it. It is so much smoother, so much nicer than having to deal with it in steel armor. And chest number 2, with a gold armor and shield on loop 2, is going to be our Goddess Bracelet. There it is. The Goddess Bracelet does not actually have any magic, but that's fine. It's more... Bro. Okay. It is super strong. It does more damage the closer you are to your enemies, so you want to be as close as possible. We're going to do a trick right here that is not really a trick, I guess, just killing this guy. So yeah, really the trick is to get as close as possible with this. Now, this final boss fight with the bracelet is probably the hardest part of the entire game. On professional difficulty, they have more health than normal, and they are genuinely more aggressive than normal. Their fire goes further than normal, so I'm sure this is going to work out very easily here. See if we can sneak in an early hit. Did not get the early hit, feels bad. Alright, we're just going to play this nice and safe here. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not actually getting very much damage here, even though I am hitting him. Hitting him from this far away is not ideal. It's much better to hit him close. And the trick to this fight is actually crouching and jumping. If you notice, when I'm crouching, these guys don't move. And that also kind of extends to when you are in the air for a little bit. So you can really abuse that to make this fight a lot easier than it should be. I'm gonna get hit right here. Oh, that's fine. Alright, nice. Alright. Final level, looking at... Oh, man, I was hoping to get a 36, but that's fine. Looks like we're gonna get a little 37 action. We're on our final boss here. Sardius, who has 2 heads, and he's gonna shoot out platforms and lasers, and he only takes damage on his upper body, so we gotta jump on the platforms. And, oh, that was actually a really good pattern right here. Oh, I was 1 hit away from a 2 cycle. Darn, that's fine. Alright, 1 more hit should do it. Unless I'm a liar, let's see. Yep, 1 more hit. Alright. Alright, it's gonna be time as soon as I slide here in like 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, time. No slide. Feels bad. That's fine. Alright. That's it. We saved the princess. Princess Prin comes floating down from Sardius's evil chamber. And we are rewarded with our efforts with a nice hug and a little kiss on the cheek. What do you know? That's what we do it for, boys. You love to see it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been lucky enough to participate for a couple years now, and it's always a pleasure. I'm always very excited about it. Strizer, Malkarios, everyone behind the scenes, putting in the work. You guys have done an incredible job these last 10 years, and I thank you for it a whole bunch. For letting me be included in playing one of my favorite games of all time, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It wasn't the cleanest run of all time, but you know, that's no fun. You like to see a little bit of spaghetti in your Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So, anyway, stick around. We still have one more run for the evening, and this is going to be going on the whole week. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, I'm Teleo1. You can catch me on Twitch whenever. I appreciate it, you guys.
Thanks, Teleo. You're doing all my work for me. Great job. This was a really, really fun run to watch. And speaking of getting your donations in and last run, you only have basically until we transition to the next run to decide if we're going to see the default suit or the fusion suit.
Fusion, come on!
So there are opinions, and right now Fusion is in the lead. But if you want to act like the internet and tell us that we're wrong, you should get your donations in for default. And those donations are of course benefiting the Canadian Cancer Society, which is Canada's largest national charitable funder of research into all types of cancer. And what's really cool about that is that means that your donations, even if you're not in Canada, it does mean that your donations still benefit your community because cancer research is benefiting us all. And we all hate cancer, so everybody wins. And that is the end of my time with you. And this has been fun. This has been so fun. I am so excited to kick back and watch this Metroid Prime randomizer. I love randomizers. Can't play them to save my life. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, randomizers are people who do randomizers. That's too much brain power for me. I can't handle
Right?
that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Way too much. Yeah. Can't do it. I can't even think and talk at the same time. Thanks again, Teleo. That was a great run, great commentary, thoroughly entertaining.
Well, I appreciate it. And great job on your hosting duties as well. And now you get to kick back, relax, and you get to be in the audience with the rest of us and hang out. So
I do, yeah. My cats are yelling at me to get off the mic, and they're acting like I don't know they've been fed.
okay, well if the bosses are calling, I mean that's you got to get out of here.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.